I'm so bored, I really am. Um, am I trying to be all that? I mean, yeah, I'll just keep it to me. Am I trying to be all that? Um, well, what I'm holding space for at the moment is I'm fucked off with, this isn't a rant video or anything, but like, just to, I'm not going out of my head or anything, but, because like I'm in control of what I want to do, I'm angry and all I need to do is cancel my doctor's appointment and, just do shit that is, I don't need to like lose it or get, rude to make the changes in my life that I'm angry about and that I want to do, which is maybe come off hormones. I'm just sick of doctors, to be honest. I'm just sick of doctors. I see the whole thing right now. I see the whole thing and I know too much. I know too much. I mean, I know that a man can be a woman just by wanting to be a woman. I know that I'm just angry at, most of my anger goes towards the way doctors don't give a shit about mentally ill people. Well, I'll keep it to me, actually. I can't go talking about other people. I need to keep it to me, My doctors don't give a shit about me, I'm going in... I'm going in tomorrow morning, right? They think for like 150 milligram injection, and if I say I don't want 150 milligrams, they won't give a shit, right? And they'll bully me into having it. I only want 75, and they don't give a fuck. And I'm just angry, and I really don't care for them, and I'm going to cancel the appointment, and I'm just freaking done with the whole having antipsychotics thing. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. And you see, the problem with that is that the anger is real. I really, I'm not just like winding myself up because I feel like weak or something. I feel like I'm being pushed around and I'm winding myself up sort of in a general sort of way and just ranting about this and that, trying to like make myself a stronger person. That's not what's happening. What's happening is I've got real anger, I can feel it. I know it's real. And I know that I want to listen to that anger and just say, I'm fucking done with these doctors. I'm fucking done with them. I mean, I went in one time, right, and he told me that, oh, you can't ever come off antipsychotics because, you might, I'm lying here, but you might turn into a total fucking raging psychopath and kill loads of people. The insanity might like build and build and build and build until you like either kill yourself or kill someone else, kind of. He was a tosser. He was a tosser. Anyway, I want to keep it polite. I feel myself getting a little bit rude, and I want to keep it polite. Like I say, it's not a rant video. I've got nothing to prove. And like, right, I don't need a man to be holding me too tight. I'm a motherfucking woman, baby, alright. But being trans is like, coming out as trans is like, it's, as a trans female, is the way to be treated as a woman, and it is the way to be treated as a woman. And I don't know. I don't know what this video is about, really. You know, I've come out with so many good videos today. What this video is about, to be honest, is I'm bored. You know, I am just trying to keep it polite and keep it like respectful. You know, it's not a rant video. And just like maybe, well, clearly I do need to calm down. I do need to calm down. I do. And I just felt so this and the dog doesn't speak because dogs don't speak. I can't. What am I saying? I'm asking myself, I mean, I want to talk about my anger. And what it was telling me, it was telling me that it was telling me something about doctors. It was telling me something about my doctor. My doctor Jackie and my doctor Nick. And it kind of felt like sort of general for all doctors. And it's weird because I got triggered yesterday from 8 in the morning till 5 at night, and a little bit after 5 because it took me a while to calm down and for the trigger to calm down. But and you know, if it weren't for being triggered for the whole of that day, I definitely would be triggered right now because you know what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking is such a shift that it would have taken me out. It would have done to suddenly be thinking like doctors don't have my best interests in mind with the antipsychotic injection. To think that, and like I'll probably like run through these feelings and realize that I do respect them, because at the end of the day I respect everyone, whether or not, you know, just because I have boundaries doesn't mean, you know, I have boundaries, right, with with all people, you know, some people more than others, and which which to be honest is new to me, because I have been too, like Gigi Young said it like really well, that with schizophrenics their upper chakras are fully open and their lower chakras are blocked, and So I had no boundaries. I literally would just do whatever and just trust in the universe to protect me. Um, and now it's a huge change because I have boundaries, and that's partly the reason why I want to make all these changes, because what's happened inside me is, I mean, apart from realizing that you don't need hormones to become a woman, I mean, apart from realizing that, I've realized that um, psychotic people don't think. Um, this is just me expressing myself. It's not necessarily. It's not. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying these things to express myself. That psychotic people don't think. Um, they stay present 24/7, and because they don't think and because they don't have any boundaries, what happens is the universe starts to speak to them to tell them literally what decisions to make, how to do, how to be, to keep themselves safe, in the way of like they might. I'll tell it from my story. What? Yeah, job done. What would happen with me is that people would be reading my mind telepathically, and the things they were saying would guide me as to what decisions to make. Because I wasn't doing it like the normal way of being grounded, where um, I would think, I'd be thinking how to solve my problems, Um, and I wanted to heal my psychosis. And about a month ago, I found out that if I got angry and if I lost it at someone, um, it helped my psychosis. And I didn't know what to do with that. I just learned it because I didn't want to go around being rude to people, you see. But and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just kept hold of it and I tried to build on that knowledge. And then a few days ago, I found out that if I think and get myself triggered by thinking, um, if I felt a trigger coming, yeah, and I had that feeling, that knowing that I'd learned that if I get pissed off, it'll help my psychosis. So I stressed. I started stressing, and I just went. I went to pieces. I I ripped, and after a while of sitting with the feeling, I realised what had happened, and I realised that um, it had worked and it had made my psychosis go away. And so I know that I'm halfway there, or to be positive, like all the way there with dealing with my psychosis without medication. Um, because before I started thinking that time, I was fully in psychosis, and it would have got worse and worse, and I would have totally lost it, and I would have ended up going to the doctors really desperate, and pleading with them, please, please, I'm really suffering, I'm scared, I feel like I'm going to do something crazy, I feel like I'm not in control anymore, I'm really, really scared, and I am in danger, and saying, please, can I have an antipsychotic injection? That's what would happen. So I've gone from that level of serious psychosis that it would have been to like not being psychotic, just through stressing and popping myself. Um, and so I know that I don't need antipsychotics as much as I did. And so what I want to do is go to my doctors and say, please, may I just have 75 milligrams of antipsychotics, not 150, which is double, because, I just don't need it anymore. But the problem with that is they won't understand, and that's where my anger comes from. They won't understand, and they'll force me to have, um, 150, and antipsychotics is a very heavy drug, and I'm enjoying flirting with people at the moment. I'm enjoying the idea of connecting with someone, the idea of making friends. This comes from the knowledge that I isolated myself because I didn't want to experience any triggers, and um, and I know that's very foolish, but that made me feel really desperate. When I realized, when I actually went out looking for triggers, that's why I was triggered the whole day, because I just accepted the triggers, and I did go out looking for them. Um, and when I was open to being triggered, I realized that, that's all I was scared of. With, that was my boundary. I didn't want to be triggered, and that's why I didn't meet anyone. And suddenly, like, I was desperate to meet someone, because I was able to meet someone. I suddenly felt so desperate to do that, and I was being rude to people. um I was trying to connect with them in like a desperate way, when like it was my fault. This whole thing is my fault, and it's going to take time to get back into society that I pushed away. I can't push them away and then be like rude about wanting them back. That just isn't right. It takes time. And like I became aware yesterday fully that a man can be a woman just by wearing female clothing, listening to what women say, trying to embody like a female awareness, and just trying to fit into the role that a woman has in society. Or that's a bit sort of outdated, really. It's more about just fully opening up the feminine side and coming out as being fully open in the feminine way, and just coping with the way that people treat me, on coming out that way. They're gonna treat me different, and the way that I grow from the different, they're just going to treat me as a woman. They do. People are 100% respectful generally. That's one of the good things about society. One of the standards of society is to be polite to people, and people will respect that a person wants to be a woman, and they literally will. This is difficult for me, because as like a trans girl, I've had feelings that people didn't accept me as a woman. There's a lot of that. It's a really big story of mine, and it's a bit of a shock to sit here after all those emotions and all those feelings, and say like people respect me as a woman 100%. If I come out as a woman, they will treat me as a woman, and that's all I need to be a woman. If I don't fight it, the way they treat me, if I don't fight it, which I don't anymore, I literally have given in to the way they treat me. I have given in, and I have accepted it as like a woman. I have like a role model, a sort of goal type of woman that I want to be, And I imagine, well, I know the way that she would do and deal, and I deal the same way that I know she would, and that will make me a woman, whether or not I'm on hormones. If I deal that way, that will make me a woman. And like, it's a bit like the chakra thing. I can concentrate on my higher chakras. I can concentrate on my lower chakras. You know, from where I'm at right now. In the same way, I can concentrate on growing from this point in a more feminine way, or I can concentrate from this point in growing in a more masculine way. But I'll always have the growth that I've grown from up till now. You know, I'll always have that as long as I don't have the will to destroy any of that inside me. I will always have it, what I've got now, and just add to it, add more feminine to it, add more masculine to it, whatever I want to add, whatever I feel I'm needing, just add that to me. Yeah. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to stretch it up to about 27 minutes. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is a classic. My kind of, I have my own style that I make videos. My own style. It's like quite authentic to me. You know, I'm good at keeping it, in alignment with myself. And this particular one is quite like that. I made this video because I was bored. I was literally so freaking bored. I was going out of my head. And yeah. I just want to touch on that. I've been out of work for 3 years, and I've experienced working, and it's going back to that, like, I can bank who I am right now, and I can add to it. And the one way that I want to add to it is by experimenting with work, which I have done, and that's taught me that I want to do more. You know, I want to add more work to my week. It's about how it makes me feel. It's about I feel that if something makes me feel good, I like to do it. And it can also be about if the good outweighs the bad. You know, some things make you feel good, but they will make you feel bad as well, and make you feel bad a lot more than they make you feel good. So it's, to me, that doesn't seem worth it. But with work, there really is no negative side to it for me. You know, I really like it. You know, and if something feels good, I do it. And that makes me want to experiment with something else, because it makes me feel good. But yeah, I mean, just like adding things to the person I am, just adding to me, topping me up in different ways. Yeah. So I started this video, you know, angry, and I said to myself, I need to calm down because I won't make a rude video. You know, it would have ruined the video. I would have had to take it down. It's happened to me before. I've learnt from that. So I calmed down. I talked, describing the anger that I was feeling. where that comes from. I tried to get across the best I could. I didn't choke, so that's good. Um, and videos are good because they tell me when I'm talking shit. Because if I start to choke, I know I'm talking shit, and I know that I would choke if I started saying that I don't need hormone medication. I mean, transgender medication. If I said that, I would choke. So I know that I do need it. I'm feeling like um, I do need um, I do need to go in. My appointment tomorrow. I do actually need to go in, but I need to say to Jane, I need to say to her, I'm not having this injection. I want a 75 milligram one, please, and then just leave. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. And this video is pretty much as long as I believe I can make one. I'm not sure, but it is, I think it's as long as I can make one, so I'm going to have to stop it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that, my goal, my fantasy is that whoever's watching this video was as bored as I was when I decided to make this video, and that you feel that you've spent a good half an hour and you've enjoyed it. So that's all I ask, and I'll see you. Goodbye.